Is there a Jewish way to understand the impeachment process that our nation is currently dealing with? Now, some of you might say, Rabbi, don't go there. This impeachment process is all about politics, and politics has nothing to do with Judaism. And to that, of course, I say politics has everything to do with Judaism. Politics are how we as a society take care of one another, and to reject politics would be to reject our moral obligations. But I do believe that we as Jews can talk about this impeachment process without getting into partisan bickering. If we look at our very narrative, the Jewish narrative, Jewish history, we find that there's a story all about the challenges that we're currently dealing with. It takes place when the Israelites get into the land of Israel for the first time, and they're thinking about how to set up their new government to run their new nation. And they come to the prophet Samuel and they ask Samuel, please give us a king. And Samuel looks at them and says, how could you ask that? We've spent 40 years in the desert trying to recognize that there's only one king, and that king is God. And the Israelites look back and they say, but we want to look like all of the other nations of the world. And so God and Samuel, they relent. They give the Israelites a king, but that king has important limitations. And so these limitations on the Israelite king represent an attempt by our tradition to set boundaries on human power. And when it comes to our government, that was actually the very same goal of the founding fathers. We did not want a king. And we therefore created a government run by three separate but equal branches. And so the impeachment process is one by which one of these branches is supposed to have oversight over another. And as Jews, I think it's worth it to ask the following question. Have important limitations on power been crossed? Now, we can have different answers to that question, but that is the central question before us. Our tradition is one that has struggled with ways to create a government that is free of the corrupting influence of power. And the question that faces our country today is a part of a long and sacred history.